and in fact won 4 times on the trot between 1995 and 1998. The next most successful team in recent years, as we see the 8 squads in the lineup, are France in lane 6, who took successive victories in 2002, 2003 and 2004. And prior to that, had wins in 1999 and 2000. The Greeks, well, they go in lane 7. Eleftheria Kobidou, Ioria Kokloni, Heriklia Buda, Maria Krastamati make up their quartet, with the Poles on the outside, Evelina Klocek, Daria Onishko, Dorota Dido and Monika Bejnar making up their quartet. Belarus go on the inside. Shuliak, Anastasia Shuliak, will be their lead-off athlete. She'll pass on to Natalia Safronikova, then Elena Yumashitskaya and Oksana Drahun are their quartet. National record 42.56. The Russians, well, their national record 41.49, one of the quickest times ever in Europe. Yulia Gushina, Natalia Ruzakova, Irina Kabarova and Yevgenia Polyakova make up a very strong quartet. I would think they start here as favourites. Germany in lane 3, good lane draw for them. They won this title in 2001. Katja Vakan, Sina Schilke, Kathleen Kirsch and Verena Sela, their quartet. Spain in lane 4, again a good lane drawn. Do they need it? Julia Espana, Silvia Riba, Claudia Troppa and Eva Martin. Interestingly, Gloria Lozzi, their representative in the flat 100 earlier on, not in this lineup. Don't know if she's pulled something or just conserving her resources. Perhaps she has a 200 tomorrow, we'll see. Ukraine go in lane 5, Olena Chebanu, Halia Tonkovid, Irina Stanyaeva and Irina Shepetchuk, their quartet in lane 5, and outside them in lane 6, France, perhaps the biggest danger to the Russians. Karima Louami, Muriel Ertiswari, Nelly Banco and Christine Aron on the last stage. Aron, of course, one of the great veterans of European sprinting. Still an astonishingly quick athlete. Greece go in lane 7, Eleftheria Kobidou, Kokloni, Buda and Karastamasi, their quartet. Watch them. Remember, crisp changeovers, passing of the baton can make up for a shortage of speed. If you get 3 good changeovers, you can make up for many failings in between. Poland go in lane 8 there. Kocek, Onishko, Dido and Bejnar. Russians winning time last year, fairly modest, I have to say, 43.71, but it was very windy in Malaga in that exposed arena. That might explain it. France in Annecy in 2002 winning in 42.41, with Aron on that occasion, I think, running the anchor leg and finishing very, very quickly indeed. She's a marvellous carrier of the baton. In fact, my mind goes back to the European Championships in 1998 in Budapest, when Aron ran an incredible final leg for the French squad to take them to gold. They go in 6, Russia in 2. Well, they will come back. Or was it the Poles on the outside who set off just a little too early? The Spaniards in lane 4 with Julia Espana carrying the baton out of the blocks. Belarus on the inside will need good running and good changeovers. Those tight bends, never the easiest to negotiate when you're moving at that sort of speed. That's Anastasia Shuliak on the opening leg for them. The situation, remember, has Russia in the lead with 63 points, Poland with 50, Germany 47.5 in third. Poles have had a good first day. France in fourth, 47, Ukraine fifth, 43, Greece 6th, 41. Then Belarus 35 points in 7th place, a full 6 points behind the Greeks, and Spain languishing down in 8th with 32.5 points. So a good run from France here. Remember, they're half a point behind Germany, could elevate them into the top 3. Russia in 2, France in 6th. Well, away they go. And Russia have gone off very strongly indeed, with Kushina on the opening leg for them, was already made up the ground on the German Wacken over the first leg. Good change from the Germans there. They're going down the back straight. Russia have got a bit of ground to do. Not such a good changer as the Germans. They're not making any impression on the Germans at this stage. France also going well up there in lane 6. France need good changeovers, and they've got them. France lead probably at the moment, also going well on the inside as Russia. And Belarus in lane 1, also running very strongly. Belarus in 1, Russia in 2. They come into the straight, and it's France with Iran in this final leg on the outside looking strong. The Russians, though, on this final leg with Polyakova steaming away to a win by a couple of metres. This is going to be Iran in second front. Germany runs strongly through for third place there, with Belarus in fourth. The Russians winning 42.79. Good carry there on the final leg by Christine Aron to take second place for France, but the Russians winning comfortably, and they retain their title. 3 years on the trot now for Russia in the sprint relay. They will have extended their lead, of course, at the halfway stage in this European Cup. France finishing ahead of Germany, so they will have moved into third place. We'll get the actual end result with the Poles finishing a little way down the field, but I don't think France will have caught them unless they were more than 4 places ahead of them.
I don't think for a moment it was suspect, but the first baton change between Kushina and Rysakova for the Russian quartet was very, very slow. But by this time, the second baton change of the Russian quartet was superb. And now the baton in the hand of Polyakova and Christine Aron, who I think it would be fair to say is past their best now. Well beaten in the end by the Russian quartet. If there is a guaranteed win in a team competition like this, it does come in the women's sprint relay, with the Russians always so good. There they are, Kushina, 2 from the right. She was the lead-off runner, and in the end they won it comfortably, though their second baton change was quite superb between Rysakova and Kabarova. Kabarova ran a brilliant bend as well. But there was just a bit of a question, as Tim says there, coming through for second place. And third for the host Germany with Nils Winter, 7.70 there in the second round.
Well, there's the result of the women's relay. Russia, France and Germany, 1-2-3. Comfortable win for the Russians there, 42.78. Belarus 4th, Ukraine 5th. Poland in 6th place. Well, I think they might have been shunted down 2 or 3 places. We'll get the overall scores, of course, very shortly.